On this episode, we're getting right back into the Renault Dauphine project. So what I want to start with is just getting the interior cleaned out. This car has been untouched for 50 some odd years, judging by this sticker right here. So stick around to the end because come hell or high water, we're putting this body on this chassis. I am not looking forward to this. Rear seats out. I just wanted to show you guys how awesome this original pattern is. I'd like to try to clean this up and use as much of it as possible, but if not, you know, get something similar put in eventually. We're not there yet, obviously. So we got everything out of here, got it all cleaned up. We did uncover a little bit of rot in the floor here, which honestly is great because I was feeling a little bad about cutting this thing up as nice as it is. And now I feel just a little bit better about the whole situation. So that's nice. I'll be able to sleep tonight. Anyway, the rubbers are next up. We're gonna get all the rubbers out, get all the rest of the glass cleaned up just so we're not hurting ourselves, front and rear. We'll mess with the doors a little bit, just get anything that can cut us out. I would like to keep these rubbers if possible. Replacements are very expensive and very hard to find, so if anybody knows how to restore rubber, this stuff's not really in that bad of shape. I'd just like to get a little more life back into it. Let me know down in the comments, it'd be a huge help. All right guys, all the glass is out. I got all of the seals out in one piece, which I'm pumped on. As you can see, I took a little time to clean these areas up because, you know, at least in the Volkswagen world, if you got to make repairs in there, it could get kind of annoying and time consuming, but I'm real happy with how fresh all this looks. Cleaned up a little bit in here too, all pretty solid. We got a little bit of rusting over there, but nothing that's rotted through. So it's a perfect car for me to do what I want to do with it, which is just cut the whole center out of it. Honestly, that's where all the issues are with the rust, are the areas that we're gonna cut out. So that being said, we're gonna get into the inside again, just try to remove the shifter and the e-brake, the pedals, the steering wheel. I'm not really sure how these cars go together, so we're gonna learn together. So we got the shifter and the e-brake out. I was gonna start, oh no, trying to take my shop out. Hold on. Anyway, I was gonna start taking apart the front here and realized it'd be a lot easier if I can stand up in here. So I think I'm just gonna cut a rough square out of the middle and make it a little easier to work on the front and the rear. Day 2. As you saw in the last clip, we got the floor cut out. It's not complete, it's just a rough cut, but we're gonna hop right back into this area. So I'm gonna set me a chair up in there and work like a gentleman. So the floor's all cut out as far as the rough cut goes. That should be good enough. Next is getting all of the Renault front suspension out. So we're gonna jack it up, pull the wheels off, and see how this thing is connected. It appears to be welded to the frame rails, right where we need to cut the frame rails out. So hopefully that's the case, and this thing will be out shortly. All right, so we're wrapping it up for the night. Got the wheels off, and this is kind of what we're working with. All of the front suspension, steering rack, and everything appears to be welded to this frame rail. And I need to cut this frame rail out in order to fit the Beetle pan underneath it. So tomorrow we'll get back out here, we'll get that cut. I think tomorrow's the day, at least for the initial pan drop, so stay tuned, we'll be back at it. Day 3, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna cut the frame rail as stated in the last clip, so let's get going. All right, we got a couple hours of good work in. We got the whole front suspension out. Frame is notched, but not quite enough. I thought tonight was gonna be the night that we get everything dropped down, but I'm just running out of time out here. So we'll pick it back up tomorrow. We'll get the frame notched where it needs to be, and hopefully this thing will be sitting on the ground for you. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, welcome back to day 4 of cutting up a perfectly good car. As you saw in the last time lapse, we got the back cut out. I had some yard work going on, so I didn't want the sound to come through. But next we're gonna get onto the front. We have to kind of clearance this area and the tie rod area because the situation on the Renault is a lot smaller than the situation on the Beetle. So we'll get that going, and then we'll clearance under the back seat, and it should be time to drop it on. I think it's time. Let's see how this goes. All right, guys, we did it. Thanks to a few good friends and a bunch of late nights, we met our goal for the week. It was a lot of work, but I could not be happier with the way this thing came out, or is coming out, we'll say. There's still a lot of work to do, but when you get to see it for the first time, kind of how it's gonna sit, it's a good feeling. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.
Floating through the clouds, I want to emerge from beneath our side.